What is up, everybody? I mean, shoot, I started this. I had a plan for what I was going to talk about today. You can see it in the thumbnail. We were going to talk about 2026, and we're going to talk about 2026. 2026 in movies is going to be a legendary year once I bring to the forefront of what we're looking at here. But then news dropped. News dropped about half an hour ago. We're getting the DCU Brainiac. It's official. It's official. It's crazy. We are getting Brainiac. Now, before I talk about that, let me know. Let me sign in here real quick so I can talk to y'all through the computer. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about it. Brainiac. We're getting this Brainiac. I'm scatterbrained, y'all. His name is Brainiac. Lars Ettinger. Lars Ettinger is our new DCU Brainiac. What does that mean? Look, I have a few different thoughts on it. I was going to make a video, but I figured I'd do it on the live stream first, and I'll do the video later. I've never heard of this man. I've never heard of Lars Ettinger ever, and I think that's a good thing. Well, one of the things I talk about with the DCU is that I want people to come in, and it doesn't have to be this way every time, but I want people to come in and be relatively unknown. I want them to be relatively unknown because my biggest example of this, of why I want this, is because if I always look at Black Adam, Black Adam had Dwayne The Rock Johnson playing dress up. That's essentially what we were looking at, right? And I don't want that. If Brad Pitt comes in to the DCU or Marvel, it doesn't matter. That's gonna be a little bit distracting. You know what I mean? You're just gonna see Brad Pitt. You're gonna see, whoever else, Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be those people. So the fact that they got someone I think I'm speaking for everybody, where I've never seen this guy before, and I don't know exactly where he came from, but maybe he's like big in like the theater area. Either way, I think this is gonna be great because it's not gonna be a distraction when we're watching Man of Tomorrow. We're gonna see Brainiac. We're not gonna see whoever is behind the makeup or the CGI or whatever it might be. We're gonna see Brainiac, and I love that about this casting. Gray, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. We're just talking about the new casting news of Brainiac in the DCU. Pretty big. Just dropped about half an hour ago. I'm a little bit upset in a sense. Like I'm all for this casting, 1000% on board because of the reasons I just said. But I've been campaigning pretty hard to get Chukwudi Iwuji in the DCU. He's gonna be in there eventually, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. So I think it's gonna work out good that we have this relatively unknown guy being Brainiac. But I had this in my head, you know what I mean? Chukwudi Iwuji being Brainiac. But it is what it is. What do you all think about this casting for Brainiac? I wonder if he's going to be the only villain, right? Like, I'm not saying that there should be more than one villain in this, because they're already going to juggle a lot of stuff, right? Like, the idea that Superman had so many characters in it, right? The Justice Gang, there was Crypto, there was Lois, like, there was just all these people. The idea that the majority of them, right, like 90% of these people are probably going to be back in Man of Tomorrow, if not more, right? There was talks of Aaron Pierre coming over from Lanterns into the Man of Tomorrow. Like, there's gonna be so many things going on. Should this be the only villain that we get in Man of Tomorrow? That's my biggest question. Joanna Sylvia, hello. Just going on a rant right now about the DCU and Brainiac casting. But the main topic of the show, and we can go all over whoever y'all want to talk about. I just kind of wanted to look ahead into 2026 because we're kind of at the end now. Right, on my radar, there's a few left, right? Avatar, I'm gonna go see that tomorrow. Marty Supreme on Christmas, and Anaconda. Sorry, and Anaconda on Christmas. So we're gonna get a lot of different stuff, but that's it. We're kind of at the end of 2025. So let's look ahead at 2026. Now I have a list here. Let me pull that up. Now this is just a few, okay? So throw in any other ones that you can think of. But this could be a big year, right? I could say that for every year coming up, but like we got some bangers on here. Okay, look, let's kick things off with Scary Movie 6. We're getting Scary Movie 6. It's been years, and I don't even count Scary Movie 5. I never even saw that one. Like that, it didn't have any of the returning characters. It just wasn't like a thing. You know what I mean? So, Scary Movie 6, massive. Like I cannot wait for that one. I think it's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna. There's been so many great horror movies since the last one, since the last Scary Movie, that like they can just pick and choose. And I'm sure they had so many ideas. You know that the Wayans brothers were watching all these movies being released, and they just had idea after idea, writing them down just on the off chance that they could come back for a Scary Movie 6. And now they have that chance. It's already wrapped filming. It's already ready to go. As far as the filming, of course, they gotta edit the whole thing, but that comes next summer. So next summer is gonna be a banger with that. And then Dune Part 3. Dune Part 3 comes out next Christmas, or next December 18th, same day as Avengers Doomsday. As of now, I don't know if that's gonna end up playing out. I feel like Dune might move, and I don't know if that's the right choice or the wrong. I don't know. What's going on? I always spell the or like pronounce the names wrong. So unique. What's going on? I personally am Riku. What's up? I'm personally more excited for Dune Part 3 over Doomsday, like 1,000,000%. I went on a rant. I don't believe I posted on YouTube. I posted on my TikTok. I went on just a little bit of a rant of this rumored leaked Avengers trailer, right? Bringing back characters that they shouldn't bring back. This character in particular was my favorite in the MCU. Still not happy about that. When you mix that with Robert Downey Jr., the OG X-Men, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. So if I had to pick between those two that day, which I probably am gonna have to pick, I'm going Dune. Riku, yeah. Christmas, yeah. I mean, it's not too big in my household. I don't have any kids right now or anything like that, but I like the vibes of Christmas. You know what I mean? And I do like seeing family, and I just like it. You know what I mean? I have the Christmas trees. I got a Christmas tree over here, a bunch of ornaments, and we have the big one in the living room. It's just a fun vibe. You know what I mean? Christmas is fun. But I hope all of you have a great Christmas or whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great one. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, and then Street Fighter. Another one I'm really looking forward to. We have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat 2. So we got two massive. Let's be real here. Those are the two biggest fighting video games franchise like ever. And now we get the movies this year, next year, 2026. Which one do you think is gonna be better? So in my head, Mortal Kombat looks like a better, well-made movie, right? Aesthetically, it looks great. It looks awesome. Street Fighter, I'm going to see Street Fighter. I'm gonna have to pick because they're spaced out enough, but I am gonna go see Street Fighter, no doubt. That's what I love. That's the game I grew up on. The movie looks insane. It looks dumb. It looks crazy. I'm all about it. Um, oh, and you know what I almost forgot? To kick off the year, we have 28 years later at Bone Temple. And a lot of people, a lot of lucky people got to go and see this early about a week or two ago. And I've not seen one bad thing said about that movie. People said that it improved on 28 years later, that it has some of the grossest, craziest thing in the entire franchise. That excites me. You know what I mean? The marketing for this kind of kicked off in my eyes a little bit late, and I was just worried. You know what I mean? And then also the director is Nia DaCosta, which did the new Candyman, and she did the Marvels. However you feel about the Marvels movie, that kind of worried me. You know, because I don't like that movie. That wasn't a good movie. But I was curious, and it seems like she knocked it out of the park with this. So if that's on your radar, or it's not on your radar, should be. Tekken would be a cool one. Kansas Owens, that would be cool. And is there a Tekken movie? Is there like a low budget Tekken movie out there, like straight to video type of thing? Because I don't remember a big one like coming to theaters or anything like that. But Tekken would be cool. I haven't played Tekken since PS1, PS2, but that was a great fighting game franchise. Speaking of video games, also next year we have Resident Evil. The Zach Kreger Resident Evil. Look, Resident Evil movies are bad. They're goofy bad. They can be fun. Like, they're so bad that they're fun, they're good. I get why it has fans. I'm a fan for the most part, but I'm a massive, massive, colossal fan of the video games, right? The new one comes out in February. I'm all over it. I trust Zach Kreger. He has Barbarian and he has weapons that I loved. I love both of them. I've seen him in interviews talking about what he wants to do with the franchise, which is pretty ironic because he says that it's not based on a single game, but it's like set in the universe, right? But he's going to do his own thing, which I think is funny because we were bashing the Mila Jovovich movies for doing their own thing and not staying close to the games, but now it's okay. But I think it's because it's him that I think a lot of people are okay with it. That one I'm really looking forward to. Gathering Heaven on Earth. Jesus loves you. Thank you. Let's see. And then you got the DCU stuff. You got Clayface and Supergirl. What do y'all think about that? Because we just got the trailer to Supergirl. I think we talked about it on the last stream. I like it. I like the vibes. It's very Guardians-esque, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. 3 guidance. Christian Bridges, what does that mean? What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. All right. So yeah, you have the DCU stuff, which, until they can prove us different, it's just another comic book thing. Very excited for it, extremely excited for it. But at the end of the day, it is just another comic book thing. And I feel like each time one of those comes out, it's got to do something to kind of hype me up, make it stand out from the crowd. And that goes for Marvel too. So we'll see. I do watch The Boys. I have not seen the last season though. So I watched 1, 2, and 3, and I binged them because I was super late to watching The Boys. Watched 1 through 3 right before season 4 started, and then I never got around to season 4. I also hear Gen V is really good too, so I need to check out all of that, especially before season 5 because it's the last one. Another show because it's on Prime, right? The Boys. I personally like Invincible a little bit more. I really like Invincible. But The Boys is good. Is Homelander the best villain ever? I was listening to a podcast or watching a video, I forgot which one, and they were talking about the best villains in, just the best villains, right? And Homelander, it was like a bracket, and Homelander made it really, really high. I think the winner was Darth Vader, right? But Homelander, I mean, he could be the best. He could be the best in a lot of people's eyes. Dude is deranged. And probably the biggest movie of next year is the Odyssey, right? It's based on the book, Christopher Nolan. Every big star in the world is in this movie. For me, I never read the book. Love the cast. I think it's going to be probably the most epic movie of next year, but I don't have a lot of personal ties to it, right? Like a lot of these other ones, like I was talking about, like Scary Movie, grew up watching Street Fighter, grew up playing Resident Evil, all this stuff. The Odyssey, I know is going to be awesome, but it's not too high on my list, but I will be there day one because I know it's going to be awesome. And then Scream 7, another Scream movie. Can't be mad at that. If it's not your thing, I don't know if this will ever be your thing, but for me, I like it. I like the mystery of, okay, here's the cast this time. Who's the killer? Let's figure it out. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not so good. So we'll see. Like the last one, Scream 6, that movie had me. I loved it. Loved every second of it until the last 10, 15 minutes. I've never seen a movie fumble the way that movie fumbled for me. And then, a movie I don't know if a lot of you know about, but we're getting a new Mummy movie, right? Not the Brendan Fraser one. This one's coming from Warner Brothers, and it's from it's the guy who made Evil Dead Rise. a couple years ago. He is in charge of this. So if there's going to be a scary movie out there, like if you want to see a mummy movie that's going to be gory and scary and all that crazy stuff, a lot of shock factor, it's coming in May. I think it's May. Pretty sure it's May, but it's next year. We do know that. And kicking off, not kicking off, but kind of branching off from that, a new Evil Dead movie is coming out next year. It's called Evil Dead Burn. I don't know who this one's from, but I know that they are working on two different Evil Dead movies, right? They have Evil Dead Burn, and then they have another one also in the works, and I believe they're filming it. I could be wrong, but I think we get two of them next year, but we might get one and then next one the next year. So if you like Evil Dead, you got that coming. And these next two movies, I don't know much about, but I've seen a trailer for them and I really, really like them. They're called Psycho Killer. Very generic name. I will say that. But the trailer rocks. That trailer slaps. If you haven't seen it yet, go look up Psycho Killer. It comes out, I think, in February. It's like February or March. It looks crazy. It looks right up my alley. So there's that. And then the trailer that just got released, I think like a week or two ago, it's from Neon. It's from Neon. And it stars Adam Scott from Parks and Rec, from Severance, but it's called Hokum. Hokum. The imagery in this trailer freaked me the hell out. And it comes at you out of nowhere, comes out of left field, and it just freaks you out. And, I'm all about that. We're all about horror on this channel. So there's that. And then the last one, actually, I'll save this for last. Actually, we have a few more. Project Hail Mary, the book. I'm reading the book now. I am literally at the end. One of the best stories I've ever read, heard, whatever you want to say. This movie wasn't that high on my list when I first saw the trailer. I was like, oh, it looks like a cool, space movie. Ryan Gosling, we all love him. Y'all, if this isn't on your radar, Project Hail Mary is going to be a must see. I promise you, make your way there. I think it's in March. That one should be on your list. Another one, and I think I'm not alone in this, is Coyote versus Acme, right? It's the live action with hand-drawn cartoon thrown in, courtroom drama of Wile E. Coyote from Looney Tunes suing Acme for all the products that, blow up in his face all the time in the cartoons. Sounds stupid, I know it sounds dumb. But y'all, they hit a home run this year with The Day the Earth Blew Up, the Looney Tunes movie. Hilarious. The hand drawing. Look, if you're hand drawing a movie or anything like that nowadays, you have my respect, you have my attention, and they blew it out of the park last time. So now we're getting Coyote versus Acme, and this movie was supposed to be shelved, y'all. You weren't supposed to get Coyote versus Acme at all. Warner Brothers was going to put it out to die, just like the Batgirl movie. But the same company that came in and saved the Day the Earth Blew Up, they came and saved this. So we're getting this in August. It's got John Cena. It's got, I forgot his name. There's some other people in there too. But we all love Looney Tunes, right? We all grew up with Looney Tunes. I think this one's going to be a banger. And the last one, and there's going to be more. This is just stuff that these are the movies that are like at the top of my list, right? They're in the front of my head of what I want to see. The last one comes out next Christmas, and that is the Robert Eggers Werewolf. Werwlf. It's a period piece because that's all the dude does, and he just knocks it out of the park. I love how Eggers has like found his way of. He like found his identity, right? Like he is the horror guy, not even horror because he did the barbarian, right? Not barbarian. The Northman with the Viking one. He has a way of crafting these crazy concepts in a certain period, and he goes all in on this, right? But I will say that if you've seen one of his projects and it just didn't quite hit for you, I don't know if any of them are going to. You know what I mean? Like the first one I ever saw from him was The Witch, his debut big A24 movie. I loved it. I loved the slow burn. I love the atmosphere, and he builds some crazy atmosphere. The Lighthouse was a little bit. I need to go back and rewatch it because I feel like I went into The Lighthouse really wanting to like the movie, like kind of like predetermining where how I'm gonna like it. and I feel like it didn't quite hit for me. So I want to go back and rewatch it, knowing what I know now. We'll see. The Northman I thought started really good, and then I kind of slowly kind of drifted out of it. Nosferatu, I think it was my movie of the year last year. I loved it. I loved what he did. I loved the story. I loved everything. I feel like that was a great one. I don't know which one I love more, if it's Nosferatu or The Witch, but either way, Werewolf comes out next Christmas, so about a year from now, and man, I can't get there fast enough. I really can't. But I mean, y'all, the biggest news this week, I feel like, is the Avengers, the Spider-Man trailer leaks. This is crazy. And what do y'all think about the? It's okay. Everything's kind of connecting, right? We have the Netflix buying Warner Brothers. People are freaking out about the theatrical releases, physical media, all that stuff, right? But let's stay on the theater aspect of everything. Disney and Marvel are releasing the Doomsday trailers. One week it's this character, next week it's the next, all the way up to the final trailer. But you have to go see Avatar to see it. They're not releasing it in online, which to me, I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a cash grab, in a sense, to get you to go and see Avatar, to go see their movie. But at the same time, it's kind of genius because it gets you to the theater, which is what I'm saying. It kind of like all comes back to the Netflix buying Warner Brothers and the theater thing. Sorry. So if this works, if this like actually gets people to the theater just to see the trailer, do you think we see more of this? Because I feel like they started this this summer with Jurassic World, where they showed the Odyssey trailer in front of it. Which, y'all, can we please be real here? That trailer was nothing. That trailer didn't show anything. Did that really need to be this massive event to get you to the theater? No, it didn't. And I feel like that's the case. And I feel like that's going to be, you know what this might be? This might be the start of a new wave of like post-credit scenes, right? Marvel started it, and then all these other movies started putting post-credit stuff in their movies. I wonder if the studios are going to start marketing their new movies only in theaters. That might be a thing. Keep a lookout for that. Oh, another thing we can talk about real quick is Stranger Things. Stranger Things. We are just days away. Man, I gotta get some water. We're just days away from Volume 2. Super hyped for that. Insanely hyped for that, honestly. Like, it's gonna be really good. I think they ended at the perfect spot for Volume 1. Now, I don't know where else they could have ended it, but it feels like the longest month of my life. Thank God if they end it on another crazy cliffhanger like they did Volume 1, if they end it like that, at least we only have a week until the finale. I also heard that Volume 2 is gonna focus a little bit more on Vecna. So I don't know how you feel about that, especially because of the big reveal at the end of Volume 1. What does that mean for our characters? And then if it shifts away to Vecna, which that could just mean he gets a little bit more screen time than Volume 1, which is completely fine. How's the temperature? It's all right. A little cold, a little warm. Just depends. Let's see. See what other news. Ooh, so Avatar: Fire and Ash, y'all. We got the projected opening. It's going to look like it is. It's projected to earn a 3-day domestic opening between 85 and 90 million, which is it's going to be number one at the box office, of course. But it's the second biggest debut for the franchise. Okay, Fire and Ash. So the original Avatar earned on its opening weekend 77 million. Okay, and right now Fire and Ash is trailing more than $40 million behind The Way of Water, which debuted on the same 3-day weekend. 134 million. So Way of Water, 134 million. Fire and Ash is looking between 85 to 90 million. That's a pretty big drop off. That's gnarly. Have I watched the new Nosferatu? Hell yeah, I have. It's great. Loved it. That was my movie of the year last year. You saw Fire and Ash. The story follows the same old beats, but I really dug the sexual tension and the female villain. Luke, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. I didn't expect it to do anything new, right? But I mean, if you're a fan of Avatar, I mean, you go in there for probably a couple different reasons, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it tomorrow. Um, yeah, pretty hyped to see it. But if it is following the same story beats, like I like the story beats, I like the visuals, I like the music. It just feels like an epic, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an event. It's an event movie, so I really like that. And it is pretty interesting that we're getting a villain that is also, part of the world. It's the same species because but the first and second one, it is essentially the humans that are the bad people, right? So I am looking forward to seeing that and seeing what they do with that. Um, let's see. Has anyone seen the new The Housemaid yet? I hear the book's pretty good, and I do want to see it. It looks cool. It looks cool. Like I know that there's layers to it. My wife has seen it, but I don't know the actual story. But it looks cool. Let's see. Oh, and then the SpongeBob movie came out this week. Has anyone seen that yet? I haven't watched SpongeBob in years. I was the right age when the original SpongeBob, the first episodes, whatever, started. When that show started, I was the prime age. Watched it, loved it. It's iconic, of course. Why does it look the way it looks in the new movie? Have they always been doing that? I like once again, I'm not a part of that anymore. I don't watch SpongeBob anymore, but I loved it as a kid. I love the cartoon. I think it's still funny today, but I just don't know why they went that route with the visuals. Like we talked about earlier, I love hand drawn. I love hand drawn animation. And I just wish more studios went back to that. I really do. More companies need to go back to that. There's just not to say that not a lot of work goes into the like the Pixar and the DreamWorks and stuff because I know it does and I know it takes a lot of talent to do that stuff, but there's this disconnect in my eyes of what the artists do and the love and all that stuff to where it translates to on screen. But with the hand drawn stuff I see a lot more. It's like an easier bridge between what where I'm sitting and what they're trying to convey, and just you just feel the love a little bit more with hand drawn, in my opinion. So I wish we got that with SpongeBob. That'd be cool. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the bigger movies that are coming out next year. We got the Brainiac casting. Um, if anyone else has anything to talk about, else I'll head out. Let's see what's coming to the channel this week. After I see Fire and Ash, I'll probably put out a little quick thought, short on it. Not really much to say because I do have some other stuff going on this weekend or this week, so I'll be a little bit busy. But oh, I watched Monarch season one, Monarch Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV. So I'm gonna put out my review of that tomorrow, kind of ramping things up for season two. I'm gonna do a recap on season one before season two comes out next month or February. I keep thinking it's already 2026. It's right there. Let's just get it over with. What else is coming out? Um, yeah, that's about it. Nothing too crazy. I have a few other videos already lined up, but that's going to come a little bit later. Have y'all seen anything this week you want to give a shout out to and see, if anyone else is, kind of recommend it to other people? Saw the pre-premiere of Avatar with a buddy. We watched it on midnight. Some awesome action, and as I said, the villain is the main attraction for me. Tell me what you think. Yeah, I will put all those thoughts in my reaction after I see it. Um, for you, Luke, was it a big, massive jump as far as the visuals go from Way of Water? Because I look back on Avatar, the first one, and the visuals still hold up great. You know what I mean? But if you do watch Avatar and then Way of Water, there's a big jump. There's a big gap of uh, visual quality. You know what I mean? And that was what, 10 years or more, whatever it was, between the two movies. So this one, I don't expect it to be much bigger, but let's see. Friends and Neighbors, sweet. I've really liked Apple TV, and it's funny too. Prior to getting it, I was like, why do I even need to, like, who watches Apple TV? Who's watching this stuff? And then I get it, and I'm like, oh, they actually have some really good stuff. I've watched Hijack, I've watched Legacy of Monsters, and what was I gonna watch next? I need to jump back onto Severance because that was really good. Oh, I started Pluribus, which seems like a really cool. I've only gone through the first episode, but I really, really liked Pluribus. So you're Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm, Olivia Munn. Okay. Is it? I think it's renewed for another season, right? I think it is because it says 2 seasons, but there's only 10 episodes. No, no, no. Yeah, it is season two. April 3rd of next year is when we'll get season two. Sweet. I'll check it out. Always looking for something new. You sniff your own farts. You have no shame. Awesome. With Fire and Ash. Like, I mean, I think we were all kind of theorizing, right? I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the live stream that eventually they'll probably end up going to Earth or something. I don't know, but yeah, it seems like the natural progression. We can only stay on Pandora for so long. Um, Sweet. Yeah, I know that Spider. I think is a pretty big part, right? Um, I like Spider in Way of Water. I had no issue with him. All right. I saw the John Hamm dancing meme on YouTube. Oh, so that's where it's from. I've been wondering where that came from. It's been all over TikTok and everything, and like that's where it's from. Okay, that's gonna make it really not more worth it, but you know what I mean. When that scene comes on, it'll be like there we go. No, it looks cool. I'll look up a trailer here shortly for it and probably start it. Another show I need to start because the movie comes out soon is Peaky Blinders, and I've never watched it, but I do need to check that out. Also, has anyone seen Paradise on Hulu? I hear that's good, and that's another season that's coming up. Oh, you know what we haven't talked about yet? Has anyone here watched Welcome to Derry? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the finale? How do you feel about the show overall? I have my review on the channel, but what do you all think? Oh yeah, White Lotus, Luke. White Lotus is great. It's wild. That is a wild show and definitely not for everybody, but I really liked it. I really enjoyed myself. Shoot, it's funny too because I went into it not really knowing what it was gonna be, and when I finished season one, I wasn't sold, right? Like, because I went into it thinking it was gonna be something different, like a murder mystery or something, and it's not that. But it starts off like that, and it just turns into a crazy thing. I don't know what my favorite season is though. I do need to rewatch. I think I've seen the first season twice, and then the two and three um, once. Really liked three. Um, but I need to rewatch two. It's just that's a crazy show. They did cast two more people for season four, which is going to be in France. I don't know exactly where in France, but they did start casting for that. I guess it's believed that it's going to start filming this spring. No word on the hotel yet, though, because I guess Warner Brothers doesn't have a deal with a certain hotel, so they're still trying to work that out. But pretty nice that they're jumping on it so fast. I feel like that's not necessarily the easiest thing to write. So the fact that they have the first season up or the third season this year and already ready to go film a year later is pretty good. Considering it's not a continuation. It's season four, but it's not like a continuation where the story where you have to watch the first three to get this. It's not like that at all. I've also been itching to play some video games, y'all. I tell you on the chats that I don't play often anymore. I'm just itching. I'm itching for something. I wanted to get the new Metroid, which I might do that, but it's hard because like I'll play for a little bit and then I won't have time afterwards. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. Very grapey. Charlie, what's up? Tentacles flying everywhere. Interesting. Oh my god, I'm gonna what am I gonna say? I'm gonna go see it with my wife tomorrow, and when it starts doing the weird stuff, I'm just gonna give her that look. You know what I mean? And see how uncomfortable she is. Good. I'm glad you're good. I just we've talked about it obviously, but like the Avatar hate is crazy. It's crazy, and I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it has so many haters, but at the very least, it's something good to look at, right? Like it's the world is cool. The world building's really cool. All that stuff. So I don't really get where the hate's coming from for this franchise, and it never will, ever. And we talked about the box office just a few minutes ago, and the more I think about it, pretty crazy that it's not higher, considering beans, 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 beans. Um, considering that it's not like they're doing the whole Doomsday trailer thing, right? And I feel like that is getting tons and tons of news, and that is something I thought would get a lot of people to theaters. I figured people would go and then they would just like dip out. And you like beans? See ya. Um, I feel like they would dip out, right? So people would go to the theater just to see the trailer and then leave. But that would help, Avatar's box office. So I'm really shocked that Avatar, for one, isn't, projected to make what Way of Water made. But I thought it would be helped by the trailer situation. It could have been a little bit better. I thought that I was looking at the runtime for it, and I was like, oh, it's like 3 hours, 15 minutes or whatever. I was like, this is gonna be crazy long. And then I looked at Way of Water, And Way of Water is like less than 10 minutes shorter. So like that's just what it is. But I thought that was crazy. A scene of two during the big action scene, oh, very PS5 game action scenes. Okay, okay. I always wonder like how long does it take to do the visuals in this show? It's got to be insane. It's got to be absolutely insane. And to look that good and that consistent when it's I mean the movies are purely CGI, right? So I guess things would slip up here and there. I guess not everything's going to look up to speed. Are y'all going to go see Anaconda when it comes out? It's funny because I'm like stuck between Marty Supreme and Anaconda. I might go Anaconda. Marty Supreme is going to be a better movie, no doubt, but I just kind of want to see Anaconda. All right, we're talking about Avatar: Fire and Ash. Actually, I've not seen it yet. I'm gonna go tomorrow, but I'm a huge fan of the series so far. What'd you think of it? Workflows had already perfected. Yeah, I don't know because like I was talking about earlier, the like the jump from one to two was pretty massive, and that's saying something. Where now I don't know if they can get any better. When's the next one come out? Because I know they like a year or two ago they put out the release date. Yeah, so Avatar 4 is still scheduled if it gets the green light, which I don't know if it will or not. December 21st, 2029. So that's like I guess what I'm trying to get at, where my head's at is if this gets greenlit and they make Avatar 4, that's only 3 years. It's the same jump from Way of Water to Fire and Ash. I don't know if we're going to see a massive jump anymore in visuals, and I think that's okay. I haven't seen the new Avatar film yet, but I heard that it's the same as the second film. Okay. So, Charlie, you're thinking that Avatar Fire and Ash is more so kind of the bottom of the trilogy, but it's still definitely worth seeing, worth a good movie? Okay, cool. See, and it's those little details of like you're saying the skin on them that just make the world feel like lived in. It feels alive. It feels yeah. So like that's what I love about the visuals, like how the water. Man, I gotta go watch Way of Water again because that was a good one. But yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm very much looking forward to it. Um, I was considering so a couple things. If y'all have HBO Max, they have what's it called? Niza 2, like the highest grossing movie of the year. It's a Chinese movie. It's a Chinese animated movie, but that's on Max, and so is One Battle After Another. So those are two movies I haven't seen yet, and I might check those out soon. As well as Begonia is going to be coming to Peacock, and I didn't get the chance to see that in theaters either, but I hear it's fire. So if you're looking for something to watch at home, those are a few things that I saw are either playing now or will be shortly. That's what I kept hearing. That's kind of what people are alluding to is that it'll be on Earth. It's still a good movie and different from Fire, but a lot of the beats they start in the Way of Water get really fleshed out, and some of the things they wanted to see more of we didn't get. Okay. 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 I wonder if, and once again, I have to see the movie. I wonder if this in turn, not this one, but maybe Avatar 4, and I don't know exactly what you're talking about here. So thank you for no spoilers. But maybe the next one will in turn make Fire and Ash a little bit better. Maybe like there were some ideas there that didn't get fleshed out because it's supposed to go into the next one. Maybe. We'll see. All right, I'm looking forward to. Let's see. We talked about him a lot earlier on the stream. Just to throw a few of them out there. Project Hail Mary. I'm finishing the book. I have like 40 pages left as of this morning, and it's like it wasn't on my radar for the longest time. But after reading the book, I cannot tell you all how good of a story that is. So Project Hail Mary, Werewolf. We have let's see, Street Fighter looks crazy. The new movie from Curry Barker from That's a Bad Idea. It's a channel on YouTube. He has that movie coming out called Obsession. That one, that one interests me a lot because it already premiered at a film festival, and a lot of people that got to go to that are like praising it, say it's fantastic. So I do want to see that. Ooh, Charlie, yeah, Predator Badlands. Always gonna recommend that one. Um, I thought it was going to do better at the box office. It didn't. It's not like it did bad, but for the budget and all that stuff, that's just where my head goes with this stuff. Phenomenal movie, and I hope that people, and it seems like a lot of people really like this. I hope that we get like a direct sequel, like the first ever direct sequel Predator movie. That's what I want to see. I haven't seen. So I saw the first trailer before I read the book. Whenever the trailer dropped, which I think was, when did the trailer drop? We were talking about that this morning, me and my wife. I saw the first trailer, and then I read the book. But that first trailer dropped 5 months ago. Okay, the movie doesn't come out till like March. That's such an early thing. And then I know they put out the second trailer, but I've been trying to avoid that like the plague until I finish the book, which should be about today or tomorrow. So then I'll watch the second trailer. Are you planning on checking out Percy Jackson? Books were fire, but the movie didn't do justice. The show is a step, but I'm waiting for it to age up the show like Harry Potter movies did. No, I'm not looking forward, or I'm not planning to watch that. I think it's on Disney Plus, right? I don't have Disney Plus. There just wasn't really anything there that I want to watch for the longest time. So then we just got rid of it, and I just haven't felt the need to go back. Um, there's a YouTuber I follow that's kind of covering the Percy Jackson stuff. I haven't watched the videos because I'm not, looking into that show. But it seems like a lot of people like it, and I think this is season two so far. If I could be completely wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. And I have never read the books, but hopefully their show is doing it justice because it's such a risk. You know what I mean? When you make a show that's based on any source material or a movie that's based on any source material, because you're going to have, I feel like you're kind of already in the hole with that one, where no matter what you do, it's wrong to a lot of the fans. So hopefully the show's good because I know it's a massive like franchise. We watched the new Narnia. I feel unsure if it will be good. Hopefully, it respects the books. I will be watching Narnia. I'm actually looking forward to Narnia because I love the director. Well, I shouldn't say I love the director. I liked her and I liked what she did with Barbie. I thought that was a really good movie. But other than that, I don't know if I've seen much of her stuff. But I will say that I'm not like a big Narnia person. I didn't grow up reading the books either. So I don't have any personal ties to the books or to the movies that came out. So this is going to be kind of like a new thing for me. And I always feel like that's a cool perspective to come into to these things because it already has such a huge fan base that hopefully I can give you all or whoever's looking for an opinion on it from a different perspective of I have no ties to that property, but maybe it's good or bad. But either way, I'm rambling a lot. I do look forward to it. I hope it's good. Um, Netflix does put out some pretty high quality stuff, and they have all the money. And I know that this was a big deal when they got her to make these. There was a huge dispute. I remember of she's not going to do it unless they put it in theaters, right? So we'll see what happens with that. So I guess they're going to put it in theaters, but it's probably going to be that limited release stuff. Um, the movies or the story is pretty epic, right? It's supposed to be pretty epic. So hopefully it does go to theaters and you know IMAX and all that good stuff. Let's see. That's kind of how I feel also with Harry Potter, with the new Harry Potter show. I like the story. I think it's a cool story. I didn't read the books. I have issues with the movies. I didn't grow up watching the movies that much. I watched the first two when they came out, loved them, then I fell off and I didn't watch them again for years. So Harry Potter, I'm really looking forward to the show. I'm hoping that that can be the thing that really, reels me in and makes me a huge fan of the show or the story and stuff. Going from a casual fan to like a big fan, you know what I mean? But I do respect Harry Potter. I think it's awesome. Um, but growing up, I was more Lord of the Rings and just things like that. I forgot about Narnia, actually. Glad you brought it up. I wonder if are they filming it? Oh yeah, so that's going to be a movie next year. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. So the magician's nephew, the sixth published and first. Okay, so they're doing the magician's nephew as the first one. Cool. What do y'all think of the cast for Narnia? Daniel Craig, okay. Emma Mackey, I know she's in that. And I think that's the only one that I saw. Yeah. Hopefully it's good. I really want it to be good because I know it's like a lot of people really dig it. My wife was a big fan of the books growing up and we've talked a little bit about it, but she had issues with the movies and how they were structured and stuff. So hopefully this does it for her too. All right. I was all the fandoms. That's okay. Diversify. There's more stuff to like. Oh, I'm completely fine with American actors in the Harry Potter show. Um, I think it's interesting because there's not a lot, right? Isn't it just Dumbledore? I could be wrong. But do they do the accent? You know what I mean? I know it's a small thing, but and I'm sure that they will. I'm sure they will. But that's another thing to consider is are they going to do the accent? Is this going to be how drastic of a difference is this going to be? Um, I feel like you don't want to go too far away from the source material, but I have no issue with that. Whoever is the best, give them the role. That's how I've always felt. It's kind of interesting when you look at is it Batman? Who is it? There's a certain comic book character who's not American typically, or maybe it's all of them. Maybe it's all of them that I'm thinking about, right? Um, but like why does Christian Bale pop in my head? Because he's American, right? I don't know. I'm all over the place. I guess I don't have a good a good uh, talking point of that, but give it to whoever is gonna be the person to do it, right? They gave it to Henry Cavill and Superman, and he's not American, and he tore it up. So that's just one example. But whoever is the best for the job, do it. Oh, really? Interesting. Bill's Welsh. Okay, so I knew it. I was like, I could have sworn, is he not American? I don't know. Okay, cool. Thank you for clarifying that, Luke. Um, Robin Williams. Do you know what part he was supposed to get in Harry Potter? That'd be that'd be so cool, man. That'd be awesome. I miss him. Um, Imagine him voicing Dobby or something, just going crazy. I would love that. No, but it's. I mean, I wonder how long they've been filming the show now, right? It's been a few months. They're probably. I mean, they're probably going to be filming that for another 4 or 5 months before season one is done. But I do like their approach to this. Of they understand the kids are going to grow up, so if they continuously film season one, two, three, four, or whatever it is for the next like 5 years, it'll look natural. So I do like that. Williams wanted Hagrid. Oh, he'd be good. He would be good as Hagrid for sure. He has like that caring. We've seen him in the roles like Goodwill Hunting and stuff, and Miss Doubtfire and certain scenes, but like very caring, person. Um, Damn, that would have been good. We got a great Hagrid. We got a great Hagrid, so no shade to him. But now we have Nick Frost as Hagrid, and I'm not mad at that at all. I don't know if it's going to be as good as the movie's Hagrid, but we'll see. I will say I fully expect some pushback on the new show. You know, they're gonna release it, and a lot of fans probably, or even maybe even casual fans, are gonna be a little upset by, you know, it doesn't feel like the movies did or something like that. But I think that maybe by the end of season one, people will put their hesitations away and kind of just settle into this new style, the new actors, and all that stuff. So I think it, and that's just my prediction is when it first comes out, massive backlash, and then it'll eventually even out to people will see the vision, they'll learn to like the characters, and kind of just settle in for the next 10 years or however long it's going to take. But yeah. All right, y'all. It's about time for me to get off now. But thank you for joining. Thank you for, you know, commenting and interacting. I always love it. Definitely going to check out Your Friends and Neighbors because I am looking for another show on Apple TV. Such a banger. I cannot believe I was bad mouthing Apple TV for so long, but they got some good stuff. Um, let's see, coming up. So next Saturday we'll do another live stream, but the weekend after, so that'll be the first. Hold on, the third. On the third, I will not be able to do a live stream, but then we'll just continue it after that. So next week we're good. Next week after, not good, and then we'll be good. But when I come back here, we can talk more about Avatar. Hopefully, more people have seen it. I'm gonna put out my reaction after I see the movie tomorrow or Monday. We'll see how much time I have. But keep a lookout for that. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much for joining. You're all awesome, and I will catch you next weekend. Have a good weekend, everybody, and Merry Christmas.